Hey there. Welcome to the game-changing power of the perfect guest avatar. This is a very important topic, and I hope that you will grab the workbook, go through this exercise because it will definitely be a game changer for your business. Whether you're just starting out or whether you've been doing this for a while, either way, this is a really important tool to a better business all around. So, I am Jody Bourne, and I have been doing vacation rental and tourism marketing since 2011. So, that's a lot of years, specifically in the vacation rental industry since 2014. I worked with a property management company. They had 180 properties at the time. And then I left that company in early 2015 and began working with individual owners and investors, helping them build their businesses. Some of them didn't even have properties at the time or were building their properties. Now, it's been so many years, however many years that's been, since 2015, and I've been working with hosts all over the world, really, and it's a true passion for me. I love tourism. I live in Texas. I live in the Texas Hill Country. I have 3 adult children, and then I have my sweet dogs and live near my parents. And so I'm kind of a small town girl doing this and loving it very much. I have business coaching and website design, marketing strategy, online education, and a Savvy Host community, which is a free community with all sorts of different fun things going on in there. In fact, this workbook, you can find it there as well. Enough about me. Now let's talk about your guests. When you start a vacation rental, short-term rental, whatever you want to call it, your guests, the people that stay with you, want an experience. They have a dream in mind, whether that's a dream, an all-out, hey, I can't wait to go on vacation sort of dream, or just an experience in mind that makes them feel safe, comfortable, relaxed. Whatever that dream or that experience is that they're looking for, you have to, that's how you help create that by the amenities that you have, the decor, even your pricing, the information that you provide to them once they've booked, and your branding and marketing. All of those things, extremely important. So when you have a perfect guest avatar, it's more of a specific person rather than a target audience. And that specific person is really important to pinpoint. Now, you can have 2 or more. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But it's really important to pinpoint that person. Demographics and behavior details, wants, desires, fears, worries, values, all of those things are really important to know about that person so that when you're speaking to them, when you're creating this experience, you can actually feel like they're a friend or a family member. And when it's somebody that you want to work with, your perfect guest, the guest that you've really created this space for, then it's even more, it makes your job easier. It makes the experience better, not only for the guest, but also for you as a business owner. Every single business owner should have a client avatar, an ideal client avatar. That doesn't mean they don't do business with other types of clients. It means they have the perfect person in mind that their business is really suited best for, and their personality and their brand is suited best for. When I'm working with clients, and in this workbook, you'll see one of the guest avatars that I really enjoy helping them discover are moms. And awesome mom Amy, as you can see from this image, is a mom in her 40s, late 30s, early 40s. She has kids between the ages of 4 and 8, young kids. She is looking for a fun, wholesome experience like she had when she was growing up. She's a teacher. Her husband is an accountant. They are very active in their kids' lives. They coach the little league teams. All of those things are just really active parents. They make about $150,000, $160,000 a year, and every year they take a vacation with their kids. Sometimes that vacation includes grandparents and their siblings, nieces, and nephews, and an extended family. So the one thing that awesome mom Amy is concerned about the most is having an experience like she grew up with. She wants that nostalgia of hanging out with the family, playing games, doing the s'mores and the hot dogs, going to the lake, kayaking with the kids, all of that fun that she had when she was growing up. However, she doesn't want that camping experience. She doesn't want to mess with tents. She doesn't want to mess with sleeping bags and scared kids and bathroom behind a tree and worrying about the lake nearby or worrying that the kids are going to bug the neighbors, etc. She wants a home. One of her children is also has some allergies, some food allergies, so she wants to be careful about the food that they're getting. She wants a nice kitchen where she can manage all of that. And also, she wants fragrance free. She's really healthy and into natural foods and supplements and all of those things that go hand in hand with that. She's very environmentally conscious. Now, you're thinking, wow, you know everything about this lady. In fact, I even have a photo of her. And that's what I mean. When you can picture her in your mind, when you can see her kids, then you really know how to speak to her. You can really envision her as you're creating ways to make this experience better for her. So I wanted to mention another avatar. This is Romantic Rhonda. So you can see that Romantic Rhonda, she's in her late 40s, early 50s. She has a partner or romantic partner. She's looking for a romantic getaway. She's looking for peace and quiet, relaxation. I'm going to go into all of her details, but similarly, some of the demographics are a little bit the same, but they're looking for a different experience. And you can have both of these as your guest avatar. Remember, I said you could have more than one. You have your main guest avatar, and then you have a sub guest avatar. And sometimes the avatars will change based on seasonality, upcoming events, all sorts of things like that. So target market is what a lot of people, when I ask them, hey, have you discovered your guest avatar? Have you created your guest avatar? They'll say, yes, my target market is couples. That's not an avatar. An avatar is super specific, right? When you're thinking about just couples, you're missing out on so many opportunities to be very specific and for those couples, those people to see themselves in the marketing and the language that you are sharing. This quote is from Jennifer, who I started working with in, I believe, 2018 or 19. She said that even though she thought she knew her target market, thought she knew that her target audience was families, that once she did this training in this workbook and really went through and narrowed it down, it became a game changer. Like I said, it's a game changer. After 8 years of hosting, she went through this and she didn't necessarily change a whole lot of things, but as she became more specific, she realized the people that she wanted to work with. She realized her why she wanted to work with those people. She created all dog friendly spaces. She has a property management company and plus owns a couple of her own rentals. All dog friendly spaces, all family friendly. So she's created this, and now everything is easier. When she writes a blog post, she knows who it's targeted to. When she takes on a new property with a new owner, she knows the things that she can say to them and the things that they need to have to fit into her portfolio. When you start out creating this guest avatar, which you'll see in the workbook, you really have to think about all the different things, the demographics, the personality, their values, their lifestyle, their beliefs, their sexuality, their interests, their hobbies, goals, activities, external activities. What TV shows do they watch? Why does that matter what TV shows they watch? Well, a mom who watches the Travel Channel is, probably looking for more of that kind of experience than somebody who is home with toddlers and watches cartoons all day. So you can see that there's, some of those differences make sense for your avatar to come up with those details. Behaviors, benefits, features, motivation. So another word for motivation is desire. Everybody has a desire, has an emotional connection to their vacation experience. Everybody who can go on vacation or it goes on any kind of travel, whether that's business travel, work travel, hospital travel, all of these people have this emotional connection to the reason that they want to stay. So your goal is to create this desire with your words, your images, your amenities, and to alleviate their worries. So on the reverse of that, they have worries. Is your property safe for their young children? Is it near a swimming pool where your kids can run outside and fall in the pool? All of these fears. Maybe they're worried about what they're going to do with their dogs. Maybe they're worried about the stairs. Can they bring in mom and dad, and mom has a hard time walking upstairs? That's my situation. Every single time I rent a vacation rental for a family getaway, I have to pay attention. Do they have stairs? How hard is it to get up the stairs? Is it 2 flights of stairs? Alleviating their worries in advance is really important. Some of those desires include the family bonding time, relaxation. Maybe they want to experience the local culture. Maybe it's a status. A lot of young people, the millennials and younger, it's about status for them. Their friends went to this glamping retreat or this getaway, and they want to experience the same thing so they can share their photos on Instagram and TikTok and all the things. The first step after you create your guest avatar is to list the features, amenities, comforts, and little extras that you have in your property that can make this experience great for them. And some of these things you may not have yet. So, for example, I had a client years ago. She had her guest avatar were young families, I think 8 to 10 years old and up. And one of the experiences young families want when they're out in a rural environment, lakeside, is that fire pit, s'mores, hot dogs kind of experience. However, she was in an area where it got really cold sometimes, even in the fall and spring. The snow would come in, the temperatures would get down. And she knew from her own experiences as a mom that there was nothing that disappointed her kids more than when they were going to this cabin getaway and they could not have their s'mores. So what did she do? She bought an indoor s'mores maker. It's a cute little kit that she got at Costco. It's tabletop, and her guests and rave about this s'mores maker. Additionally, she knew she had hiking trails right behind her cabin, and so she also provided hiking kits because she knew that they were 10 miles from town and they're all gonna go maybe hiking, and so she created a little hiking backpack kit. She had 4 of them in her property for each one of the kids with a fun water bottle. I think she did a juice as well, bug spray, all of it like really kid friendly. And then she had this little scavenger hunt thing that they could do. That she put inside of it. It was like a little laminated board. She went all out to make this stay perfect for her perfect guest avatar, which was families with young children. And guess what? All of her reviews talked about how it was the perfect place. When she did marketing, when she did an Instagram post or Instagram reel or a Facebook post, she was able to show that experience so that moms and families who wanted that experience, it really resonated with them. They saw themselves. They saw the things that they would love and enjoy. So that's how it works. Really easy marketing. Plus, these were people she loved. Hosting these people gave her joy. It helped, it brought back memories of her own family and the trips that they took. This was a family cabin that her family still enjoyed together, even though her children were older and she had grandchildren that were coming. So she was able to take and recreate the experience that she loved and give that to her guests. And that's exactly how this works. It makes your job, your hospitality, so much easier when you know that. And even if you have a property manager that's handling all the marketing and all the booking and all of that, still by creating this guest avatar, you know what amenities to have. You are able to provide little extras. How does this start? That's the big thing. Where do you start? And as I mentioned, you're going to look at demographics. You're going to look at their age, their sex, their occupation, their income. Where are they coming from? Are they flying to your destination or are they driving? Why are they coming? Are they coming because you have a concert venue nearby or an amusement park? Or are they coming because you have a cabin in the woods or a beachfront condo? What is their reason for coming? Sometimes there's multiple reasons. Maybe they're coming to a wedding, but they're also going to explore the local area. So there's multiple reasons that they're coming. Those are things you need to know. You need to know if they're traveling with their families, how old are their kids? How many do they bring? What are the sex of their kids? Why is that important? Toddlers need different amenities than older kids. People who, if you're catering to toddlers, I had a client who she wanted to cater to families with toddlers because so many vacation rentals out there are so generic in their marketing. She wanted to really showcase an experience for toddlers. She had a whole entire room that had a chalkboard on, so that if there was a rainy day or in the evenings when it was downtime, the kids were in their little toddler room. She had these really great little papasan chairs that were brightly colored that were in the living room that the kids could swing in, watching movies. She had a pool. She had the alarm over the backyard pool as well as a gate. So she did all of these things to make sure that moms knew that she was safe for toddlers. So all of these questions, they're all in the workbook. Go through these questions. Some of them, it's not going to matter to you. If your guest avatar is romantic Rhonda, then you don't need to know necessarily how old their kids are. So really think about, what is important to your guest avatar. You're going to create kind of a version. You can look at your previous guests and you can even ask them questions as they when they're there. What amenities could you add to make it a better stay? All of those things. You can also ask friends and family members. You can go into community forum groups and ask. I've done that multiple times when I'm working with a client and ask questions of local community groups. Another thing that I really highly encourage you to do is to write out a journal entry from your guest avatar about the experience, or perhaps it's a really long and detailed review. What do they bring up? What are the highlights of their experience and their trip? What are the low points? What could you have done better? What were there negatives, if any? And there should be some. Think about the negatives. Think about all of those details and really think about it in your mind's eye. When they arrived, what did they do? What was the first thing that the kids did or that they enjoyed? Where did they eat? What did they fix? All of those things are super important when you're creating this journal entry in your mind, because then you can go, aha, I need this. One of the things that I say all the time, generic marketing is bad marketing. And really that's true. If you have a generic business, which means a business and marketing and branding that just appeals to everybody, and you want to say, hey, I want everybody to come to my vacation rental because that's how I'm going to get the most money. You're so generic that nobody really truly sees themselves in your marketing and in the experience. You have generic amenities that every single person, all of your competition has. However, just by getting a little bit more detailed, you can show an experience and you can have a differentiator. Those are those little differences, those little extra touches that you're providing. If your guest avatar loves yoga, you have yoga mats right out, on the deck for them to enjoy, and the blocks and all the things. Know your avatar so well that you know what they had for breakfast. And when I say this, people are like, wait, how does that make any sense? Who cares what they had for breakfast? What did they want for breakfast? But you can see here, if your guest avatar is a mom with kids under 6, a bowl of Fruit Loops is like heaven to her. She gets to sleep late. The kids are eating their Fruit Loops. Maybe you could provide the little boxes of some of the multi-brand cereals. What a great extra to have in your cabinet for those moms. You can even send her a message beforehand. Hey, by the way, I've got breakfast covered tomorrow. I've got oatmeal cereal. If your guest avatar or somebody that's a little bit more health conscious, maybe it's the overnight oats with the fruit. Maybe you mentioned that there is a farmer's market nearby where they can get some fresh fruit. All of those little details in your marketing and in your listing descriptions and in the photos that you're sharing are super important. If you have multi-generational families coming with grandma, grandpas, all like I know my dad, all like their big traditional breakfasts. I truly hope that this presentation helped you understand not only how to kind of determine your guest avatar and how to get started, but also why. I think I skipped the slide with questions. I answer all of those questions in the workbook. Can you have two? I've answered that. Definitely, you actually will have more than one, but you really want to focus on the first one first. You really want to focus and get really down to the nitty gritty. You can use ChatGPT to help you by asking specific questions. A lot of people make the mistake of just having it create their avatar, and that's a great starting point, but you really want to get even more nitty gritty. A lot of people ask as I go through this, do you have to have a photo? I think it's helpful to have a photo and picture of the guest avatar, even more than one, maybe a vision board full of photos with the activities and everything that you can see, because as you visualize, visualization makes it so much easier to really connect with that person. I have an avatar for my business. She was actually a former client. I have a photo of her right here on my desk. I'm not going to share it because my desk is a mess. Here's all the ways you can get in touch with me. You can see the QR code that links directly to that workbook. Reach out to me on Instagram. I'm Hey Jody Bourne. You email me. And then also, I'd love for you to take a listen to the podcast, Savvy Host Podcast, short episodes, really focused on marketing and guest experience. Anyway, that's all. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Bye.